Mr. Rasmussen said she denied he was the father out of hate, not truth. He drove 160 miles every other weekend just to see his daughter. Felt like I could see that distance in his face.
The real reason Ms. Miller is denying you're Zaylee's father is because she hates you. You say you've been there for your daughter her entire life, and you're here today to prove you are Zaylee's father. You're not Zaylee's father.
Your Honor, I believe it's just out of pure hatred. She just doesn't want me to have visitation. Drive 160 miles every other weekend just to pick up my daughter and drop her off.
He showed payment records, explaining how even with extra fees, he still bought her clothes. He said Zaylee wore the same shirt every visit. That detail stuck with me more than I thought it would.
I have my child support payments right here, plus an additional $3 fee, plus an additional $60 annual fee just to pay my child support, plus that $3 with every check, plus another $60 every year to the state.
And that's not very much to get what she needs.
Is it enough to buy her clothes so she doesn't have to wear cut-off sweatpants and the same t-shirt every time I pick her up?
Ms. Miller said she was with another man during the month Zaylee was conceived. She said Rasmussen was in another state at the time. I didn't know who to believe after hearing that.
She was conceived in March of 2011. He wasn't even in the same state. He was in Vegas. At that time in March, I wasn't even with him. I was with somebody else because he broke up with me because he cheated on me.
I'll be the first to admit it was a mistake.
He said he got the call at work, then rushed home and jumped in his car. The snow was deep, but he drove fast and reached the hospital before anyone else. A story like that pulled something in me.
Zaylee was born, you were at a doctor's appointment, I was at home because I had to work that day. I was at my job as a cashier. I got a phone call and I answered it. They said she was going into labor. I went home, quickly changed my clothes, and I drove about 45 miles in Wisconsin in December, mind you, so it was about a foot of snow on the ground. I made it to that hospital in less than 35 minutes. I beat her to the hospital.
Rasmussen showed a photo of himself at age 3 next to Zaylee's. He pointed out their chins and matching dimples. I really hoped someone else in that room saw the resemblance too.
She looks exactly like I did when I was 3 years old. I have a picture of me when I was 3 and a picture of her from just the other. Believe it or not, when I was 3 years old, I had blonde hair.
And you say you see a distinct similarity.
Yes, I do.
Do you see it, Ms. Miller? You don't?
I don't.
You feel like Zaylee looks like the other gentleman you were intimate with.
The judge read the results slowly. Mr. Rasmussen was...
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Rasmussen, you are not the father. Miss Miller.
He cried in court, saying Zaylee was his reason for everything. His words were soft, but the pain behind them was loud. I couldn't stop thinking about the way his hands shook.
I am so sorry. I know this hurt you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I don't know what I'm gonna do. She's my whole world. Everything I do is for her. She was the reason I went to work every day.
I know you have a bond with her.
I feel like my whole world is in ruins now.
Judge Lake told Ms. Miller that Zaylee deserved to know the truth. She said this story would one day shape her whole life. That warning hit me deeper than I expected.
Your child deserves to know who her father is. Whether or not that man wants to be in her life, physically present and participate. He does have a legal obligation. She'll one day ask, where's my father? Every action you take from this point will write the story that you will later have to tell. I wish you the best of luck. We have counseling for you. Court is adjourned.
Ms. McBirth stood up with fire in her eyes and started throwing insults like knives. She called the child's mother trash, trouble, and a trifler without blinking. I felt the air in the room turn heavy.
This woman is trouble. She is trouble with a capital T. She, as a matter of fact, I call her the 3 T's. Trash, trouble, and trifling. That's what she is. The little boy looks nothing like my son or any member of my family at all. Can I show it? Can I?
Absolutely, ma'am. What did you bring?
She pulled out a photo like it was evidence of a crime and held it high. She said the baby was white as snow and could never be her grandchild. I couldn't move after hearing that.
A photo of your son and the child in question? Right. And you say the child looks nothing like your son?
That baby white as snow. There's no way that can be my grandchild or my son's baby. He has no features like none of us. Nobody in my family look like that.
And just by looking at this child, you've determined and said to yourself, I do not believe that's my grandchild.
That can't happen. There's no way.
She yelled that she was tired of women dropping off babies like they were packages. Her voice was loud, full of years of pain and stress. It made my chest feel tight just watching her.
I'm sick of all these little hookers trying to say my son is the daddy. I'm sick of it. I get babies dropped off here, dropped off there. I'm sick of it.
But
it stops today. Because that baby is not my son.
Here's the thing that she does.
It is, sorry.
That's a lie.
No,
that's a lie.
Well, she's a liar because you just had a wild fight that got shut down by the police station last week.
Hello.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
The judge showed a sweet photo of the father kissing the baby on the cheek. Ms. McBirth looked at it and shouted that it made her want to throw up. I didn't know what to think.
like your son is kissing the baby. It makes you want to
It
throw
makes me wanna
up.
throw up, 'cause it's a
Why?
lie.
For your son to be kissing an innocent child?
Because it's not his.
It doesn't matter, really, if he's showing the child love.
It's not
Your brother is sleeping with her and not using protection. Couldn't he possibly be Elijah's father?
You know
No,
what?
not in this case.
Like the
no,
old saying goes,
No.
mama's babies, papa's maybe.
Mr. Hughes admitted he heard the baby call other men daddy more than once. His voice was low, and his eyes looked full of doubt. It left me frozen in place.
Mr. Hughes, have you ever heard Elijah call somebody
Ma'am,
else
a few
daddy?
times. She was with, just like the last guy she was with, I heard him call him daddy. He's nowhere near my complexion. He looks dirty for real.
Tell the truth, son.
But,
Tell the
Thank
truth.
the devil.
She throws a lot of doubts in the situation, you know what I'm saying? I know she was with another biracial dude before she was with me.
Like
so.
3 months before, and I was 5 weeks pregnant when we found out I was
Yeah,
pregnant.
you get around, don't you?
When the judge said Mr. Hughes is
Pertaining to 2-year-old Elijah Jackson, and whether Mr. Hughes is the father. Mr. Hughes, you are Elijah's father.
The judge said one day the child will ask why his family didn't want him. She warned they would regret this moment for the rest of their lives. It made me want to cry.
It's Mr. Hughes' son. And everything you're saying right now, believe me, you will regret.
I hope I do.
No.
I hope I
You
do.
will.
Never had.
You will.
You can't
You will.
Never had.
It's not becoming and it's not necessary.
You're right.
The baby
You
didn't
don't
walk
know the-
into this world on his
Right.
own, talking about people's bridge, no bridge, hair, no hair.
Alicia froze when she heard Ken, the man who raised her, might not be her real father. Her mother confessed she had been with multiple men when Alicia was conceived. Could anyone stay calm after hearing something like that?
Miss Ferguson, you've brought your mother to court today because you were recently shocked to learn that Ken Ferguson, who raised you your entire life, may not be your biological father. You have petitioned the court for a paternity test on Mr. Ferguson, whom we'll hear from in a moment.
Tears filled Alicia's eyes as she explained how her mom ignored her and her sister. She said they were only needed when their mother had no one else. Felt like someone punched me in the chest just hearing it.
My mom goes through crazy moments and acts like her family never is there for her. Acts like her 2 daughters are never the only ones that just want her attention and to talk to her and be there for her. So she was treating us like crap. She was acting like we never are there for her. She wouldn't talk to us. She would only talk to her guy friends and her other friends, and not even the husband.
Diana stood up and walked out after being called out for always running from the truth. Her daughter begged her to stay and talk, but she was already gone. Watching that happen made my stomach twist.
Do you understand why I think he could not be my father?
No,
you
I
know
don't.
what I put
Knowing
you
that
through?
I don't even know who my own dad is. Okay, there. Let's put that out there.
Pull on the
I understand.
You just always make people feel bad for you, doesn't she? She just always does that.
You know what?
She's about to
But
do
Miss
it. No,
Munsell-
no, no. See, this is what you do. You always walk
Yeah.
away. You never can talk
Shut
to
up.
me.
Alicia admitted she cheated in every relationship because she thought it was normal. She said her mom's behavior taught her love meant lies and betrayal. That confession hit me harder than I ever expected.
I thought cheating was okay. I cheated on every person I was with until today. And the person I'm with today can't stand my mom. She thinks I'm gonna, yes, I am gay, by the way. I came out to my mom. That's the only thing she accepted me with.
And she did support you.
That's the only thing she's ever supported me with.
Ken revealed he doubted Alicia's father from the beginning. He saw strange cars at their home and heard rumors about Diana being with other men. My heart sank listening to the pain in his voice.
Within like 2 weeks, my sister started calling me saying, hey, there's cars down at the house, like every other day. Could be a guy or 2 guys and a lot of guys before she got pregnant while we lived together. Crushed me to know that she cheated on me because she was the only one that I slept with, you know, and married her. Now to find out that she slept with other guys before we was married, it's just...
Diana returned to court but offered no apology, only anger. She told Alicia there was nothing left to fix between them. Honestly, I didn't know whether to cry or scream at that moment.
I'm not a perfect mom. I never tried to be. I never, I did what I could do.
So,
But I love you, and I never once regretted having you.
Miss Munsell.
But that's all that I came here for, was for you to find out.
I asked you if you wanted to repair our relationship, and you said you did. You've always wanted to repair our relationship.
Yeah,
Why are you
I
gonna
did it
act
until
like
you
that?
stand there and degrade me like you have been.
Now it's time for the results.
Mr. Ferguson, you are her father.
The judge said Diana walked away because she couldn't face what she had done. She begged Alicia to leave the door open for forgiveness. Hearing that, I found myself hoping they'd get a second chance.
She keeps walking out those doors because she doesn't want to face the truth. Because facing the truth means she has owned and recognized not just what she's done to herself, but what she's done to you. I don't want you to give up on your mom just yet. Maybe you can begin to forgive her for those mistakes she's made, and I'm hoping she'll begin to forgive herself.
Ms. Hooker says she's tired of caring what people think of her baby. She feels like everyone looks at her like she doesn't belong, like she's something dirty. Honestly, it made my chest tighten.
How have you been affected by Ms. Baker's doubts about Kania's paternity?
I'm just sad sometimes. I try to deal with it now. Like, I really don't care no more. That's how I feel. I don't care anymore. I don't care who feel nothing about my baby. I don't care. It just seemed like everybody else looking upside my head like I'm an animal or something. Like, every time I'm sitting down doing something, they looking at me like I'm just outcast of the group. She looked like me, so why is a problem? That's why I say I don't care about nothing.
Her mother speaks up and defends her daughter with fire in her voice. She says the real hurt came from the family, not Ms. Baker. Felt like the air in the room got heavy.
It's not that she don't care. Her feelings been hurt, so she hold her guard up. It's not Miss Baker who denies Kenia. It's her family who makes my daughter. She was too fat to be his baby. She fat like them, and something to say about my grandbaby. My daughter's feelings have been hurt. It's always talk about her like she this tramp, and I'm like, enough.
Ms. Baker reveals her son was shot and died only days after the baby was born. The room falls into silence as the weight of it sinks in. That part hit harder than expected.
May I ask what happened to Keyshawn?
He was shot on a Sunday and he died that Friday.
I'm so very sorry.
He just told me to promise him that.
She swears to add her baby's name to the obituary if the test proves it's Keyshawn's. Her voice shakes but stands tall. That promise stayed with me long after.
I have already told them if it comes back saying Kenia belongs to Keyshawn, I'm going directly back to the funeral home and get a set of obituaries made. So when this baby grow up and she read her dad's obituary, there's her name.
The judge announces the results.
It has been determined by this court. The percentage of relatedness between Ms. Baker, Mr. Abraham, and Kenia Abraham is 0%.
And this is why right here.
Ms. Baker.
Hooker screams, storms out, heartbroken and shaking. Her voice echoes as she disappears. That sound still plays in my head.
Because you know you slapped somebody else.
Miss Hooker. Miss Hooker. No.
Hey, go in there. Go in there. Go in there. You do too much. I don't care because you always need to go in there.
Jason stood frozen as he heard the worst news imaginable. His best friend and his own brother had both slept with the woman he loved. He remembered it clearly, right as he was moving their last box. That hit me like a brick to the chest.
Best friend at the time pulled me aside and told me him and my brother had both slept with me.
What?
I was hurt.
They both.
Your
Both.
Honor, he
They
cheated
both.
in the very beginning of our relationship. It was even
No.
before we were months. Yes, it is true. I do admit that I did do those. I did cheat on him with his best friend and his brother.
She admitted the truth without blinking. She had been with the brother too, saying Jason didn't give her love or attention. She said it felt like she didn't matter to him anymore. Can't believe she said it like it was nothing.
But you slept with my brother too.
Yes.
You slept with my best friend and my brother.
His brother, I was really young at the time. And
You keep talking about how young you were. If you were so young, you shouldn't sleeping with everybody.
Okay.
How did you end up sleeping with his brother?
It was an attraction. He was paying me the attention that Jason was not.
Even while pregnant, she found comfort in another man who treated her better. She said she slept with him, even though she was still with Jason, and kept it secret. The way she said it made my stomach twist.
When I found out I was pregnant, we had a lot of problems at that time. We had already cheated on each other. And then I met somebody else that was taking care of me. I ended up sleeping with him while I was with Jason.
When you give birth
Yes.
to the child, he was there.
Yes,
I was
he was there.
I cut forward. I've been there since day one, taking care of baby and this woman. Day one, Your Honor, I was there.
One night, during a fight, she shouted that Jason might not be the father. He said it broke him completely, and the tears came fast. My heart cracked when I saw his face.
I think we were in an argument, and out of nowhere she throws at me, "You're probably not even the daddy of Jason anyway." I crumbled right there, started crying.
I would never do that.
You told me after this long that I'm not daddy and we're in an argument? What is it? Am I the dad or am I not? How you gonna break my heart like that? I love that little boy, and I know what it's like not having a dad there.
Jason's close friend took the stand and shared how Megan sent selfish messages, demanding money. She said the relationship got messy the moment they started dating. Every word from that friend felt like a warning I should never ignore.
The minute we started dating, all the problems came. Megan would blow up his phone. She texted him and was like, "Better keep your job, honey, because all I want is your money."
I never,
ever
bad.
said
And
she
that.
was like, "You know, all I want is your money. All you
I
need
made
to do
my
is go
own
to
money,
work."
honey. And you saw the text.
Megan did not like me from the gate.
Didn't know
I don't
her.
know. I really don't. I never had a run-in with her. I wasn't
How
nasty
can I
towards
not like
her.
somebody I didn't know?
Megan's new boyfriend spoke with calm and said he never tried to replace the real dad. He talked about caring for Jason, showing up, and helping when needed. Something about the way he spoke stayed with me.
I do things that a father is supposed to do. I never try and take the place of his biological father because I'm not his biological father.
And what is it that you do for the child?
I take care of him when Megan's working. If I have the day off, then of course I'm taking care of him. If he needs to go to an appointment or something, make sure he gets there. It's fun to be around. Of course, he's a 3-year-old. He tests your patience sometimes, but I mean,
I know all about that.
Judge Lake opened the envelope and read the truth. Jason was...
When it comes to baby Jason Deggs, Mr. Deggs, you are not the father.
Judge Lake stared at Megan and let her have it. She spoke with fire, saying Megan lied through the entire pregnancy and played with a man's heart. Every word made me want to shout, "Yes, exactly!"
I am disgusted that you would perpetrate this lie on this man during your entire pregnancy up through a delivery room. That wasn't his child. I could tell by the look on your, he was more nervous than you were. Sometimes I have to get up and give what I think, but right now, you sitting up there and you got a cute face, but you got ugly ways.
Jason stood in front of the judge, eyes full of tears, voice shaking. He said Jason was his whole world, and now he didn't know how to let go. That moment is burned in my memory forever.
How am I supposed to say goodbye to him now? I don't know how I'm gonna say goodbye to him. That's all I've ever known to be my child. What am I gonna do now? I live for him. I've been living for him.
Listen. Everything you've done thus far has been the right thing.
That's all I've been trying to do was the right thing for him.
The man yelled that the kids weren't his and walked out the door like it meant nothing. His words cut deep, louder than any fight. My chest tightened the second I realized what he had just said.
A lot of noise in my mom's bedroom. He coming out the room, going to the kitchen saying, "Well, those ain't my kids anyway."
Your mother made a comment that really didn't sit too well with me, and it hurt me. You guys didn't hear the whole comment.
You know I was just mad. You know I was mad.
While playing games with his friends, the brother heard the same thing and sat frozen. Everything in the room stopped when those words hit. That silence felt like it echoed inside me too.
Sitting in the living room playing video games with my friends, I overheard what he said.
So you overheard this as well?
Yes, I did. Me and my friends actually, and I was just sitting there like
We was having a get together. Everybody was at the house.
Their mother, cornered by questions, said she wasn't sure who the real father was. She mentioned a name everyone had whispered for years. That kind of uncertainty left me feeling completely lost.
I don't know who's the father. I just don't know. I don't know.
So explain the different last names. Why my name is Razor, his name is Hunt,
Where I get Hunt
his name is Jacob,
Where I
and
get
your
Hunt
name
from?
is Hammonds.
Where I get Hunt from?
You say his name came from grandma. He been there for everything.
Precious,
I'm getting married in January. He's supposed to walk me down this aisle.
She admitted she had been with Uncle Tommy, the same man they grew up around. The kids started, confused and hurt. That truth twisted my stomach in a way I didn't expect.
Did you have a relationship with Miss Hammonds?
You called us your brother.
Yes, we had a physical relationship. It wasn't a relationship.
You called that your brother.
Miss Hammonds, were you intimate with Mr. Farmer? Is what he's saying true?
That's Uncle Tommy. That's just nasty. That is not my father. No,
There's a possibility I could be your father.
Tommy appeared on video and confirmed the relationship wasn't love, just physical. The room felt colder as the kids tried to make sense of it. It felt like something cracked inside me watching their faces.
Brother.
Y'all saying y'all brothers and sisters every day.
That's not my sister. She's not my sister.
Well, we established
We're not related.
that you all refer to each other possibly as brother and sister, like play brother. You're not related biologically. You're not real sister and brother.
The judge read the results. Tommy was not the father. Precious screamed with relief and dropped into her seat. That moment hit like sunlight after days of darkness.
As it pertains to 26-year-old Precious Razor you are not her father.
Oh my God!
The joy vanished when the next result said Mr. Jacobs wasn't her father either. Precious broke down, shaking with sobs as the truth landed hard. I could barely watch her fall apart like that.
As it pertains to 26-year-old Precious Razor, Mr. Jacobs, you are not her father.
The test showed Mr. Jacobs was...
Mr. Jacob, you are not Hector's father.